Well, now to a story for those of you with a green thumb. A retired public servant is reaping substantial dividends from gardening in a backyard. Desmond Sanders went to eastern New Providence and tells us that this female farmer wants to inspire others to do just the same.
It's a passion that has kept her breathing since her husband's death several years ago. 67-year-old Valerie Carpenter has transformed her 1-acre eastern New Providence property into the country's best-kept secret, harvesting some of the most tasteful, organically grown vegetables and eleuthero pineapples in the Bahamas.
We planted them in the ground first, and then about 6 months later, they started turning yellow. And then my husband said, well, we'll take up 3 of them from the soil and put them in pots and leave one in the ground. Well, 4 years later, that one that was in the ground didn't grow an inch bigger than it was when it was first put there. And it is exciting to see that out of the 3, in 5 years, we're now at a point where I can easily say we have between 6,000 and 7,000 plants.
3 pineapple seeds from a friend in Fresh Creek, Andros, fertilizer, water, sunlight, soil, and natural elements, and 5 years later, a bountiful pineapple field.
We went down to Tarpon Bay to back to the bay, and people didn't have any. And when they saw that we had some, they said, oh, and within 5 minutes, I was sold out because they wanted them to put in their tongue salad and whatever. And even in June for Father's Day, we had churches coming to buy the pineapples because they said they wanted to give their fathers something different for Father's Day.
With the country's food import bill now close to $1 billion annually, this female farmer says she's on a crusade to stimulate Bahamians' interest in farming.
Every year for your birthday, plant a tree in your yard. Even if you're renting somebody's property, plant a tree. It's a fruit-bearing tree or whatever kind of tree you want, but plant a tree. And that way we're going to preserve our country and continue to keep our country in good stead. But we need to get to a point where we feed ourselves.
Moving forward, Valerie now hopes to keep her husband's legacy alive.
When he then died, he left me a project that I need to focus on. So I didn't have time to sit, to be sad, to be upset, No, I didn't have time to do that. There was the harvest, and the harvest was ready. And so with the harvest being ready, we just had to keep working.
Desmond Sanders, ZNS Network News.